Welcome to the Nomadic Spaces podcast. I am Sarah Bronstein of Suka Interior Design, and I help people transform their spaces through smart design. Each week, we explore real solutions for real spaces, no matter how small the size. Because good design isn't just about making things pretty, it's about making spaces that actually work. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Nomadic Spaces podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about a project, and I do recommend that you check out the blog post that corresponds to this episode because you'll actually be able to get some visuals of the project that I'll be talking about. But in any case, today's episode is all about a basement transformation with before and after photos. Again, check out the blog post for this episode. One of the most exciting parts about being an interior designer is that transformation. There is something so magical about taking a space that feels tired or cramped or uninspired and turning it into a vibrant, functional, beautiful space. It's not just about choosing the right furniture or colors, it's about creating a space where my clients can feel at home and meet their property goals, whatever those may be. In this episode, I'm going to share one of my favorite client transformations to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the power of good design. These before and afters not only showcase the visual impact of thoughtful interior design, but also demonstrate the kinds of challenges that I solve on a daily basis for my clients. My clients were looking to maximize their home's potential. Specifically, they wanted to rent out the basement, which had a kitchenette and a full bathroom. Very dated, but it was an incredible blank slate, just kind of waiting to be turned into something more functional. So the goal for this transformation was to take this very underused and dated area and create a welcoming, renter-ready one-bedroom apartment. The process involved addressing a lot of layout challenges, maximizing natural light, again, basements tend to be dark, and making the space feel both spacious and private. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through the exciting before and after journey of turning this basement into a beautiful, functional apartment that's renter ready. We had a very tight timeline and a very, very small budget for this project. So we executed the design for the main space immediately and decided that we'll hold off on doing a bathroom renovation at a later time. With the exception of the sleeper sofa, I found all the furniture and decor for this project at local shops, thrift stores, and IKEA. Let's talk about the before. It was an open basement that was in desperate need of some structure. It had a lot of potential, but it really wasn't set up for someone to live in. It felt and frankly looked like a basement. It featured a totally open, multifunctional space. It had a little kitchenette and a bathroom, but it lacked clear definitions between areas. It just felt like storage. It felt cluttered and disorganized. The space felt pretty cold. It was uninviting. There were lots of dark colors, very minimal lighting, and a lot of dated, heavy furniture. The open layout, while flexible, didn't create a layout to optimize rental income, so we really focused on creating a separation of spaces, including a bedroom, a living area that could be a second bedroom, and a dining space. There was a full bathroom, which is a fantastic feature, but it didn't feel polished or modern. The kitchenette was functional but not visually appealing, and there's very, very little storage for the kitchen items. The lack of natural light in the space made it feel even more closed off, and it was clear that this basement needed some serious TLC and creativity to achieve our goals. So the homeowner's goal for this project, again, was to create a rental space in their basement geared towards short to mid-term renters. So people traveling nurses, maybe digital nomads, visiting workers in the Portland area. So the vision for this space was really simple. We just wanted to create a functional, inviting, stylish one-bedroom apartment that would attract these types of renters and offer them a really comfortable place to live. The design will need to balance maximizing the space, adding that privacy, so there are options for 2 sleeping quarters, and keeping everything feeling really light and open. I focused on making sure the living area was cozy and practical, again, that the bedroom had a clear separation from the other spaces, and that the kitchenette and the bathroom were as modern and efficient as they could be without going into a major renovation. So the first step was really reimagining the layout for functionality. The original open space was versatile. It needed a lot more structure to give each area a little bit more purpose. So the bedroom area was a key part of the design. We wanted to create a private and restful bedroom. We looked into building a wall, but didn't have the budget or the time. So I got creative and resourceful and decided to build a partial wall separating the bedroom from the rest of the apartment to establish privacy while maintaining an open feel. This also allowed me to make sure the bed area would feel like a retreat and not an afterthought. In the living area, it needed to be functional but comfortable. I added a seating area with a sleeper sofa and a coffee table that could also double as a small office space, living room, or that additional bedroom if needed. The kitchenette stayed open and accessible. We did some painting. I installed a peel and stick backsplash and just stocked the kitchen so we had everything that a renter could possibly need for the space. The bathroom, again, was a work in progress that we hadn't gotten to yet. So I replaced the shower curtain, we painted, and added a new rug in there, which really did help. And we added some decor. Imagine transforming your space in just 30 seconds without spending a single dollar. It sounds too good to be true, right? But that is exactly what my minute-by-minute home refresh guide helps you do. Whether you're a busy professional who needs a bedroom refresh or you're looking to update multiple properties, this guide breaks everything down into simple, timed steps. Start with one room, see the transformation, and then easily scale it to your whole house. Ready to refresh your space? Use the link in the show notes to download the free guide now. Step 2 was trying to maximize the natural light. As I'm sure you can imagine, basements often feel dark and closed off. This one did have a few, of the high windows, but very few. With a few strategic updates, I was able to maximize our natural light with mirrors and brighten the space. We started by optimizing the egress windows in the basement. This allowed in just enough natural light, so I made sure to keep the window areas unobstructed by heavy drapes or any bulky furniture. I chose a light color palette for the walls and ceilings. We went with a soft white, and it really helped reflect the light coming in and made the space feel really airy and open. The mirrors and lighting I added to create the illusion of more space. The mirrors help bounce the light around, and I also invested in some recessed lighting and a few well-placed floor lamps and table lamps to keep the entire apartment bright, even on darker days, which if anyone's lived in the Portland area, it can be quite a gloom fest a lot of the year. The third step was really creating that private bedroom we talked about. It is challenging to create a private bedroom when the space is totally open. Again, we didn't have a wall. We didn't have the money or the time to install a real wall. So to create a makeshift wall, I used window panels from IKEA. I chose tree trunk print. Again, please check out the photos in the blog post so you know what I'm talking about. But I totally love how this came out. It looks like an accent wall or something. These were super economical, easy to install, and they are removable. I also chose more modern and minimal furniture and decor in the space to keep things from feeling too crowded or heavy. And to make it feel more inviting, I added really soft linens. The basement was already carpeted, but it was kind of an old carpet. We didn't have the budget to redo the floors, so I added a plush rug on top of that really grounded the bedroom space, and chose some really calming artwork that helped tie everything together. If you're looking to transform your basement or a property or a different space, I would love to chat. You can reach me on my website at sukainteriordesign.com or head over to Instagram and shoot me a DM. I would love to hear from you. I am at Suka Interior Design, SUKKHA. As always, thank you so much for being here. Again, please do go check out the blog post. This one, it is important, I think, to have those visuals. It just really, really helps you visualize the transformation that we've been talking about. And as always, thank you for being here. And until next week, home happy. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of the Nomadic Spaces podcast. But here's the thing. Listening to podcasts doesn't transform spaces. Taking action does. Are you ready to turn these ideas into a reality? If so, book a connection call now at sukainteriordesign.com or using the link in the show notes. If you found value in today's episode, please consider subscribing, sharing, and reviewing this podcast. I'm signing off, but I'll see you next week with more real solutions for real spaces.